everyone. Welcome to Models and Agents for Beginners, episode 55 for May 30th, 2026. Today's AI news is pretty exciting, and I promise no jargon. Let's go. So imagine you have a single photo of a quiet forest path. Now picture turning that still image into a world you can actually walk through using your keyboard. A researcher just built a small neural network from scratch that does exactly this. The model looks at your key presses and draws the next frame right away, almost like it is sketching each new moment as you move. Think of it like those old flipbook animations where every page is slightly different, except the AI creates every new page instantly based on what you just did. Instead of needing a giant data center, the whole thing runs on a regular gaming computer with a graphics card like an RTX 5090. This matters because it shows AI moving from just making pictures to letting you step inside them. For anyone who loves games or art, the line between drawing something and making it playable is getting much thinner. Students could use this for weekend projects or quick game prototypes without a full studio. The current version still has rough spots like awkward motion and occasional flashes, but a bigger model is already in training. You can watch the demo video on the original Reddit post and see how the model reacts to live keyboard input. Okay, now for my favorite part of the show, the deep dive into how this actually works. You know how your phone guesses the next word while you are texting a friend? Now imagine that same autocomplete works on pictures instead of words, and it has to guess the next picture frame based on the last one, plus whatever keys you just pressed. The model keeps a running memory of everything that happened so far, just like how a language model remembers the conversation. Because it works one frame at a time in order, it can reuse calculations from previous frames instead of starting over every time. That reuse trick is called a KV cache, and it makes the whole thing fast enough to feel like a real game. So when the researcher says the network is auto-regressive, it simply means the AI is always looking backward at what it just made to decide what comes next. And that is basically how the model turns an ordinary photo into a living, controllable scene. Not so scary, right? Now let's look at some cool stuff you can actually try. Google has a new AI agent called Gemini Spark that reads your emails, calendar, and documents to help organize events. It is designed to act more like a helpful assistant that knows your whole life instead of just answering one question at a time. A writer tested it by asking it to plan a birthday party and found it still missed the most important person in the story. This shows how even smart agents can overlook context that feels obvious to humans. If you have access to Gemini, try giving it a simple planning task like helping you organize a study group next week using your calendar. See what it notices or misses. It is a great way to explore where these tools shine and where they still fall short. Here's another quick experiment you can run right now. OpenAI is sharing a life sciences model called GPT Rosalind for free with governments and research groups. The goal is to help prepare for future pandemics, and early partners include big labs and vaccine groups. Anyone worldwide can apply to join the program, which means students and curious beginners can learn how AI supports real science work. Doctors recently tested popular AI chatbots on medical questions and found they gave incorrect answers about 1 time in 5. The study is a reminder that these tools can sound confident even when they are not accurate, especially on health topics. Always double-check important facts with a trusted source before acting on them. That wraps up today's stories. The image-to-game model shows how AI is learning to create interactive worlds from single pictures. Gemini Spark reminds us that personal agents still need human oversight for the details that matter most. And the health chatbot results highlight why it pays to stay curious and verify what you hear. If any of today's stories made you go, that's cool, go play with it. Curiosity is how every expert started. See you tomorrow. And if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at @Nara Network. Links in the show notes. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.